Good afternoon. Today we're doing, or this afternoon, we're going to discuss about the reflective listening technique. So, this is the most important technique during if there is a reporting. So, from the title itself, reflective listening. So, I want you to listen. I want you to bear with me so that the reflective listening will be applied. Okay? So, start. Reflective listening is the simple techniques that anyone, how another person work through difficult situations. So it is useful because especially when you are a counselor. So if you are a counselor, there is certain problems. So the student will come to you and will she or he state his problem. So you must have the techniques how to give advice, how to give ideas or solve the problem. Because you have the techniques mind how to listen, how to observe, how to absorb the situation. So that's one of the important as a reflective listeners. Next is reflection. It is the listener tries to clarify and restate what the other person is saying. It is used as a situation where we are trying to help a speaker deal with something. As you will see, it's every similar what as the speaker says. Then, the techniques of reflection. The listener can implement the elements listening orientation through the method known as reflection. And the reflection listener tries to, of course, to restate what if there's certain problem that he is speaking to you that this is the kind of problem. So you have the idea how to give advice or give words in that certain problem or situation. Next is we have the principles. In principles, more listening than talking. So, based on our report, it is reflective listening. So this is more important, more listening than talking. So, diba, if there is some speaker, which we should have to listen carefully so that the important words will be absorbed and you will reflect what the message is all about. So more on listening. So it is more important because if we will not listen to the speaker, we will miss the important message or important words. Next is the responding. So after the listening that you've done, so you can respond well because you listen very carefully. So the time that the speaker will ask you some question, so you can respond. You can question, you can give ideas because you understand what the speaker is talking all about. Next is the risk-taking and clarifying and trying to understand the situation or the message. Next is working to develop acceptance of or empathy. Next is when you listen carefully and then you absorb the situation, you feel you can relate the message. So that's the time you will have the acceptance and empathy. Meaning you can give your advice, your own opinion regarding to the situation. Next is we have the advantages used appropriately, and this is used appropriately. It can the listener's understanding of other person. So, yes, this is also important. It is increase the listeners to understand. This is the situation that if, again, we keep on saying this, if we are going to listen very carefully, it can, and it will understand what it can give more understanding to the audience or to the people around you. Next, it can help the other to clarify their thoughts and to attain to his point of view and wants to help. So that's the time you can give any advice and what they call this, and you can give your own techniques and ideas regarding that situation. It can reassure the other that someone is willing. So while you're listening, of course, the speaker will say, oh, you are interested with this situation, you are interested with this report. If the student or the people around you is listening. So that's the time the speaker is eager or more, he has more interested to speak to all of you because you are interested more than talking. Next, the relationship between the two persons develops. So when you listen to the speaker, you will create relationship, meaning you can connect to each other. Because it is bad that there's somebody talking or if a certain speaker will speak in front of you, then you are not giving attention, you are not giving any time for listening. So it can create a gap between you and the speaker because it seems that you are not interested to or her report. So whether you like it or not, you listen, you observe, so that you can get ideas once in a while. You can get more, yes, you can give more reflection to it. Next is the listeners, which is for the listeners. The listener gains information. Of course, if you are going to listen, you will gain information. The time that you will not listen, you will not absorb the information. You cannot answer any question. If there's some question thrown you can answer because you did not listen. So this is so important. Next, the activity.